November 7th, 1906. I discovered the most incredible coincidence, one that blew through me like a tempest. In typing his old notes, I found that the first fever case Mr. Soper ever investigated took him to Cuba in 1898, the year of our war against Spain, and I stared at the page when I read that. Mr. Soper and my father were in Cuba at the very same time. How shocking that he might have crossed paths with Papa. I long to ask if Mr. Soper knows anything about him, but that's not a question I feel I can voice. It's too close, too private to discuss. I'm afraid it might seem like my father ran off and left us. I must calm this storm inside of me, and Mr. Soper could have some very important information about Papa. He could know where he is. I will wait. One day the time will come, the right time, and I will ask him, and now is not that time. Mr. Soper had been working for years to keep epidemics at bay, even in the face of the impossibility completely ridding humanity of the disease. He wants me to learn from his previous examples by transcribing and ordering all of the past cases, which is quite a task considering how poor the penmanship in these records, a small, tight lettering, words in every margin, drawn maps, blotched with ink, all written by Mr. Soper himself. Such a perfect man in every other aspect. Looking at the handwriting, I feel as if I've discovered a large tear in the expensive suit. No wonder that he sought to hire a girl who knows how to use the quill and typing machine. In Cuba, my chief observed the men and realized that the yellow fever spread by contagion. The soldiers fought so closely together, sharing food and water, that they gave each other the sickness. That's when Mr. Soper did something truly revolutionary. He set up a method of separation, keeping the sick apart from the healthy to check the growth of what's called bacteria. And I'm beginning to understand that it's these bacteria or germs that cause disease. He called this method of germ killing antisepsis. I do wonder what bacteria might look like and how they might travel from person to person as a contagion. There were other fever epidemics. 1,300 people ill in 1903, 600 in 1904. I guess we're lucky to have only 9 sick, none dead in our typhoid case. Mr. Soper says he doesn't think that the household members of the Thompson family gave the disease to each other the way that the soldiers did. He says because the Thompsons came down with the typhoid at nearly the same time, each person had contracted the disease from an individual source, such as food or water. And that makes sense to me. I see so much of him in the old records. Mr. Soper is the way his mind works, tearing the new bit of information apart, breaking it down into smaller pieces to look at it more closely. I wonder about it and worry it like a sore tooth. He has a mind that doesn't easily let go of things, not without fully understanding them first. That's why he's so good at his job, and that's why I'm glad I can watch and learn from him and listen to his deep voice explaining difficult things to me every day.